Okay, folks, let us get started. Starting soon screen. And we're going to also move the chatting with Dumpy. Because it's really hard to see. We're actually probably going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, folks, let us get started. So, on any of my things. Okay. Happened way too quickly. We'll see if it keeps doing that. Okay. So, past few days we have gone through and did some stuff, right? And some of the stuff that we have done in the past few days is we've made our models, we've made our textures, we've implemented them, we've then started the scripting and config work, and now we're at the time when we need to polish the mod. This is not necessarily a very difficult thing to do, so it's going to be a little bit of kind of like working and doing things to figure things out. But it's, in my opinion, a fun thing. So, let us get started. How is the stream, by the way? Is stream actually looking good? But it's, in my opinion, a little bit blurry, don't I? Could be less blurry. Our NVIDIA broadcast actually help with that. So, noise removal. Let's look at the camera things, and I think I'm way too bright, so let's go ahead and turn that down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we don't want any back comp. And the camera control is on auto, but it doesn't look like it's actually doing a good job. I think that looks better. So click apply, go to auto. Yeah, I don't think auto looks good. All right. So Yeah, we're going to be working on making icons. We're going to be working on making sure that we improve upon the descriptions and some other things with this mod. So one of the first things we need to do is we need to get pictures of all of our items in a direction that we actually prefer. So we're actually going to go to our DayZ server here, and we're going to open up our server config, and we're going to make sure that the lighting config is set to dark nights. Now, our server actually has dark nights, so this is something that I should have done anyway. But the reason why we want darker nights is we want to be able to have a pure black background, and the only thing that actually has color and lighting is the model that we're going to be looking at. Then what we can do after we take pictures of all the models is we can then put it inside of GIMP, which is a thing I use, and we can make essentially a inverted contrast image of the models. And this will give us like a 3D representation of what the model will look like overall. And then we can use that as icons for attachment purposes. So what we're going to do here is now that we got the server up and going, we're actually going to go to our pictures and we're going to create a new picture thing in our modding work, and we're going to call this Metal Fab Icons. And we're going to save all of our work here, okay? That includes the work for the icons themselves and other things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just boot up the game and join. Hello to all that are here. If you are just joining us on this awesome adventure of metal fabrication and other things, welcome. But really appreciate it. Performance mode. Performance mode. Shouldn't be any issues. Performance mode just allows me to essentially turn off my camera, and then I can not feel like I'm constantly watching myself at the same time. It's kind of awkward. Okay, so let's join the server and let's get some of these pictures done. So, yeah. To the disclaimer. It's weird that I have to, but whatever. I think we could see here. So we're going to start a poll. All right. If you are a DayZ fan, tell me, do you think that DayZ was better on 0.62 and below? Go away. Go away. Yeah, ask Katie. She's here. Okay, I don't care. I'll take care of it in a minute. Um, if 0.62 DayZ was better and before, or if 1.0 has become better overall. All you have to do to vote is just do exclamation mark vote, and you can vote on which one you liked or preferred more. This is just something fun I'm doing. I'm not really like caring if you want to talk about it. I mean, like I care about you talking about it, but I'm not like looking for like arguments. I'm looking for just this is what I liked about 0.62 over 1.0, and this is what I liked about 1.0 plus over 0.62, and those kind of situations. Because I originally come from 0.62, and that was a very interesting time in DayZ, I think. So let me know what you guys think. I'll be really interested to see how people actually vote. So I'm going to kick things off, and I'm going to vote myself, and I'm going to go, I think 1.0 plus DayZ was better. Okay, so I did that wrong. So I think I need to do is I need to go vote, and then I need to post. There you go. So now we have one vote to 1.0 is better. Okay, so I did that. So if you feel like voting, go ahead and put in your thing. I'm gonna add the poll to our display. What did it? Let's see here. Well, either way, we will look at that later. Okay, so again, we're going to be taking pictures of all of our stuff so we can make icons of it. All we're missing right now is the grinder. Throw the grinder on there. We have all the tools that we're going to be using. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I think my camera's a bit dark. What do you guys think? Think it's too dark? Well, you know what? I think I'm goofing off way too much. Need to just actually stop goofing off, get started with this stuff. So let's just work on that. My apologies. Alright, so we're going to set it to nighttime. We're going to make it overcast. We're going to put in a bunch of fog. Okay, going to hide our icons. And then we're just going to put this in our hands, and we're going to do things like this. So now we have this in our image thing. All we have to do now is take a picture of it. There we go. So now we have this picture. And as you can see, it is black all in the background. And the only place that has lighting is the thing. Now the reason why we took it from an angle is we want to give it some depth. We want to give it some character, right? So when we do make this into an icon, people can actually see that it is more or less a drill press. So we're going to do this for the rest of these things, right? So we're going to just navigate them to look good, and then we're going to take pictures with Gaiazo. No, I'm not supported by Gaiazo, nor do I care if it's Gaiazo or not. All I care about is, does it actually do what I need it to do? And the answer here for Gaiazo is yes, it actually does. So the grinder might be a bit harder to get that kind of depth, so we're going to go for just a straight on look to it. Okay. Then we're going to do the tools. Technically, I would like to do the hammer. You're gonna like rotate the icons and stuff, so we don't have to worry about 100% the orientation. We just have to have it good enough, right? Now, off camera, I actually went through and made it so all of these things can actually attach to my workbench. So if you notice that I can attach those today, but I couldn't attach those last time, that is exactly why. Okay. So, okay, we got those. Okay, I think we got everything we need from the server right now. All right. So now we got to do is we have to actually bring up these picture things, and we're going to save it into our metal fab icons area, right? So honestly, I don't care about naming these because these are going to be just images for creating the thing, and we're going to open them all up in GIMP. So it doesn't really matter if we name these properly or not, because it doesn't, yeah, it just doesn't matter. So we close all those down, we go to GIMP, and we just open up our GIMP. Okay. So now we're gonna just we're actually gonna create a new one, and we're gonna call this new. It's gonna be a honestly, I actually don't care. I would like this to be a 1920 by 1080 in height instead. Um, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our transparency at an alpha channel, and then we're essentially going to select this color, and we're going to delete it. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go to new layer above, and then we'll have it. So this is the basis of our GUI icon template that we're going to be using. So if you don't know what the icons are for, in DayZ, you know those attachments icons, like they have it for the canteen, the water bottle, ammo, magazines. Those are all called GUI icons. And the GUI icons have to be created for you to be able to know what to attach. And it's not necessarily you have to create the icons for people to know what to attach. It's more of it's kind of a nicety. It's like, hey, this is the item that attaches here, and this is kind of what it looks like. And that's kind of what we're doing today. So my wife keeps telling me I say too much, which I probably do. So we need to make sure I don't do that more than is required. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use filters. And the filters are important because we're going to look for a specific one. I forgot what it's called. Is it photocopy? Yep, photocopy. So what photocopy does is it essentially generates a kind of, you know, not realistic, but like a way for you to actually see what it will look like as a photocopy. So here's photocopy. That was legacy version I was using. So we want to make sure that we only get um, what is needed, right? So it needs to be not so masked, but not so dark either. So I gotta tweak this just right. All right, so we get the sharpness up, and we increase our white, right? Now, as you can see, it looks like a drill press. Now, what we're going to be doing is um, we're going to be trying to figure this out a bit better. So I'm just trying to like figure out how I want to do this. All right. So this is more or less kind of what looks like a thing. Now we can change the mask radius to be a bit different. Now, I'm not really liking this. I don't think it looks good. Now see, that looks better, right? So what if we decrease the black? Increase the mask a bit. See, I think that looks okay, right? Could increase the white. No, that's too much white. There you go. Okay. And then I believe, if I remember right, to do this right, we could then select Control Shift A, select only the black. And there we go. We got a pretty basic image of our drill press. Now, what I would like to do more is I would like to the eraser tool. I'm going to erase super opacity, this extra stuff. Okay, so we can go like that. Let's go ahead and zoom in here, and let's select the black edges here. We'll take care of those. Oops, maybe not. All right, so let's go back into photocopy one last time, and we want to do another photocopy. Incredibly sharp. And then going to replace the black. All that good. Yeah. So we'll delete all of the extra black we don't need again. Control Shift A, go to our eraser tool, and we're going to erase all of this extra stuff. Okay. So definitely. Now, mind you, I'm no artist. Again, I just said but I do enjoy making this kind of stuff. I think it looks really cool. I think it's really enjoyable. Am I good at it? Probably not. Do I think I'm good at it? No. I don't think I ever will be good at it. But it's an interesting way of doing things. Sometimes it's fun to play around with the animated, the already made filters. It's fun. Ooh, a supernova. Okay, so sorry, I was reading something here for a second. Let us get back to what we were doing. Okay, so we're done goofing off here. This is, in theory, done. I would like to honestly maybe go around and like highlight all of the black, and then click the eyedropper tool. Hey, Scutless, how are you doing? Take the eyedropper tool and get that, and then we can paint all of that white. Control Shift A. Nope, don't like it. We're not going to do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it for this one. Now, I kind of want to try something else that I think maybe was my mistake the first time around. Was I actually think I can, if I delete the background, I could do the photocopy pretty well. Obviously, we need to make sure that we don't select anything when we do the photocopy. So reshow photocopy. There we go. That. I think that is the way I should have done the other one. Because it looks definitely a lot better. It's not amazing, but it definitely does look better. So let's go ahead and go back here and let's redo this. So we're going to select all of the black, just not the. So there's a little bit of specking there, as you can see, but that's okay with me. So full mask, full sharpness, percentage black, and then we're going to go really high on the white with this. And I think that looks better than what I had before. Let's go ahead and take this down to like at least 90. Like it all the way up. And then just select the black, delete that, Control Shift A, and that looks better. That looks definitely better. Same thing for here. Essentially, we're going to do the same thing for all of our pictures that we took. We just want to make sure that we do this correctly. I don't want it that way. Like that, and then we can like clean up the New Dawn Incorporated area ourselves. All right, go like that. Then we're gonna move. Ah, either way, doesn't matter. All right, let's do the hacksaw. haven't voted yet, go ahead and do uh, vote um, to see what I'm talking about. It is a poll on whether or not people liked DayZ before 0.62 or if they like DayZ nowadays better. And what did you like about it more? You know, which one was better? Again, I'm not looking for any arguments. I'm just looking for people to give us their opinion about stuff, what they enjoyed about DayZ 1, what, I mean, 0.62, what they don't, on what they didn't, why 1.0 is better, why it isn't better, what things you miss about it, you know, I don't know, just fun stuff. Sorry, some drama, drama on Twitter about the about some stuff. All right, let's do more of this. So again, all we're doing is deleting the black background, doing the photocopy thing, and keep doing that. There we go. All the pretty much all the stuff, increasing it pretty much the white, and then making. And all this is doing is we're essentially just creating the basis for our icons. That's what matters. So what's my friend Scott been up to today? Just working? Okay. So let's go ahead and delete the background. Oh, dentist. Just a regular cleaning or something bad happened? Huh, I like that. Ooh, very, very nice. My teeth are not pristine, but I can at least be happy for my friends who actually took care of their teeth when they were children and as adults. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're going back over and we're re-freaking doing this. By redoing this, it's we're essentially creating a very basic image of it, right? So before what we were doing is we were making a just making the basis of it, right? And now what we're doing is we're turning the white all the way up and we're turning it down, the black down a bit, and we're creating like a very basic looking shape to it, right? So now that kind of looks like a hacksaw, right? Obviously, it's not going to be perfect with every single one of them. Like I said, I am not an artist. Came here for a artist. I do apologize. You might want to stop watching if you're here for a artistry person. I just kind of do what I know works. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just clean up that edge right there. Um, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we just gotta clean these up. Um, yeah, gotta clean these up a bit. Okay, place that there. Place that there. Place that. Control Shift. Control Shift A. Place that. And there we go. Now we're going to go to our background here, and we're going to change this to black, and we're going to paint that black. Now, one of the things I actually didn't do last time I did this is I didn't get the color of the DayZ game. So we're going to throw this over to my other screen real quick, and then we're going to jump back into the server, and we're going to get the color of the GUI so we can essentially see exactly how it's going to look on a GUI background. So if you just joined us, folks, we are working on making custom icons for our attachments for our metal fabrication bench. We are logging in real quick. We're going to be using a eyedropper tool to select the gray background that the icon will be displayed on, so we can get a good idea of what it would look like overall. And we're going to have to guess the transparency a bit, but the overall idea should be pretty good. I've made icons in the past before for my blacksmithing mod, and it was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. Now, the icons aren't amazing, but they are a good idea of what to do with the stuff. Oh, it's a raid! I just got raided by Lad! Oh my god, that's awesome. Everybody, that Lad is one of my good friends on the internet. He is the person of the Flashlight mod on DayZ, one of the co-hosts of the DayZ podcast. Really good guy. And I'm not just saying that like, oh my god, he raided me, I have to praise him. I actually really like him. So I think that's pretty awesome. So if you, thank you guys very much for coming over. I really appreciate it. Lad, you are freaking awesome. I hope he's here. But yeah. Ooh, I got a subscriber. Drunk Phone, thank you very much for subscribing. That's pretty loud, isn't it? Maybe I should turn that down. I'm not really sure if I should or not. Okay. So, you guys have been welcome here. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. All we're doing here, again, is just making icons for our metal fabrication bench. If anybody has never, not ever seen my metal fabrication bench, I have designed all of these models myself, textured them, and imported them into DayZ. They are literally all done by me, made by me, created by me, textured by me, loved by me, hugged by me, whatever, right? All by me. You can actually connect a power cable to this and power it up with a generator and all that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to make items with it. And we're just making icons for every one of these pieces, so we don't have a little dot here, right? Okay, so let us go ahead and yeah, so we're going to get the color of this background, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up our G1. Grab the eyedropper tool. Okay, we got it. Yes, I am doing my mod while I'm starving to death. Watch the ultimate use of admin abuse in the world, folks. Oh my gosh. And heal. I am now full. Nom 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 nom. You know. You ever been hungry for beans? Well, I can give you all the beans you would ever want. See? It's a stairwell of beans. 15 bears? Okay. Alright, alright. So this is us goofing off a little bit, but why not? And you know, let's spawn a polar bear or two. And you know, some infected. Ah! 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 Save me, bears! I love you, Winnie the Pooh! Ah ha ha, I can teleport. And turn on unlimited stamina. Haha! You will never catch me, infected. Haha! And then he's gonna go up and... Ugh! Yeah, I just clubbed Yogi the Bear. Oh. And that's pretty much what you get. Oh, that was funny. Uh, Actually, folks, if you guys are in my Twitch chat, go ahead and feel free to vote in my little poll on whether or not uh, you think Point DayZ was better, or and I obviously failed in how to trigger the whole thing, so you guys can vote. um, let's see here. Yep, I think I failed that. Either way, so we got our thing. Good. We're going to now take this and we're going to delete that background and we're going to paint this background with the new color. Now we have the new color there. And it was semi-transparent, right? So I would say it's like 80-ish% transparent. Is what I thought it was. And now we're gonna take our icons that we did make, and we're going to import them over. So we're just gonna get copying visible. Next. And we're gonna put that to a new layer, and then we're going to name these layers in a minute. Okay. Edit, copy visible, right click, paste. Alright. All we're doing here is copying them over and pasting them onto the background. Not super amazing yet, but we are getting there. How's everyone's day been? Everyone been good? I'm having fun doing this stuff, so I'm happy if you are too. Okay, so on this one, I kind of want to go in here and I want to actually fill in the white. It's not say New Dawn because it's not really that important that people know that the Vice says New Dawn. That looks good. Copy visible. Click. To a new layer. And we only have 2 more of these to do, and we should be fine. Visible. Paste. To a new layer. Alright, 1 more, and then we can move on to making it look cool. Copy visible. Click edit. Paste. New layer. Alright, cool. So now we have it all done. So let's go ahead and rename these all. So we're going to call this flyers. Call this hacksaw. Vice. Okay, so Grinder. Did Lad play quite a bit longer with his buddy? People that came from his Lad's chat. I know he was having quite a bit of fun, and him and his buddy died. Lad actually committed suicide with a grenade. Well, not really. He threw a grenade and then he ran behind a door and it blew him up. But I think he spawned back with his buddy after they both died. And that's the last I saw before I started my own stream. So hopefully, they met up and they helped each other out again. So let's go ahead and click on M, and we're going to move our pliers up to the very top. I can move that. All right, so what we want to do here is we're going to essentially scale these down so we can keep. So we're going to go like that. All right, so scale it really smally down. And we kind of want to have very similar sizes. So we're going to go with 100 by 100 by 129. All right, so at least 100 width. And for this, we're going to do the same thing. Now, obviously, that is way too small compared to the pliers. So we can actually just increase it a bit so people can see it. Now, also, one thing I did not make sure to do with the pliers was I didn't scale it based off of a certain type of scalement size. So what I should be doing here is I should be doing it by the no halo. And if you don't know what the no halo does, the no halo just makes it so when you scale objects down, they retain most of their sharpness when you are scaling it down. Because as you saw with the hacksaw, when I scaled it really, really far down, it became incredibly small and it looked really, really bad when you zoomed in. So that looks good. All right. Now we're going to do the hammer because I want to do all the tools first. It's hammer time. Okay, there we go. So we can just drag this down there so we have all of the things kind of in the same area. All right, so what you want to do is I'm going to drag this up here. Now what I'm doing is I'm essentially putting the icons near each other because when we go to work on this in the workbench in the workbench for DayZ, we need to make sure that there's enough space in between these that we do not accidentally select something like that. And we're just going to grab our eraser and because we don't want to accidentally select part of one image when we're trying to display another image. So like it would look really weird if I was displaying some of the hammer and then I also was displaying like the handle of the vise in the same thing. It would be confusing, right? So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm just making sure that they're spaced enough and that the icon sizes are pretty darn close. You don't have to make the icon sizes extremely close, but having them close enough is a good idea. Actually, it might be a good idea to show you guys how what I'm talking about instead of actually just explaining it. So we're going to close down that window because I forgot to close down my my add-on builder. Just going to click stop on our DayZ tools and stop the DayZ tools. Okay. So just trying to make my DayZ tools actually shut down. I think I'm going to have to open up my task manager to do that. Let's shut down the server at least. Sometimes DayZ Tools doesn't shut down properly. Why? Alright, well, well, that's nice, right? Thank you, Steam. All right, well, let's just finish this up, and then I can show you guys what I'm talking about, because we have to have DayZ tools up for us to continue to work on what we're working on. Oh, I don't want to do that. I wanted to grinder and scale the grinder down. Yeah, that looks good. DayZ tools not shut down yet? Hmm, weird. Okay, I gotta figure this out, because if the DayZ tools is running, then that's not good. Probably my services. Let's see here. Nope, not services. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Let's see here. Oh, I don't know. Right there. There we go. Ha! Took me a second, but we figured it out. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. It's booting up. Sometimes it takes a while. You know, usual stuff. So everybody's David good? Sorry, I kind of always ask that when people are in chat, but I think it's a nice thing to ask. So this is what I'm making. So as you can see here, these are the icons that would be displayed in my blacksmithing mod, and this is what the icons look like that I imported. And then I have a forging icon set. Now, the forging icon set calls the EDDS icons, right? Image, right? And then what I do is I create a quad, and then I put the quad in a box around the icon. And then what I can do in my config is I can call that icon. So if you were to go to DayZ, scripts and look at their config, right? And their config, they have a thing called set DayZ underscore inventory, which is the name of the image set. And then from there, they're calling the image shoulder left, which is what these are called. So in DayZ, in their GUI, it would be looking for the DayZ inventory set. Now, their inventory set is protected, so I can't actually look at it. But that's pretty much the basis of what we're doing is we're making an image set so we can call the images inside the config. All right. So let's move on. We got the drill press now. The mighty, mighty drill press. There. Go to our scale. And we're just going to scale this down. All right. There we go. And then we have one last one, which is the chop saw. What I want to do is I want to actually move it. And then scale this down like that. I think I could scale the press down a little bit more. Now, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Part of this whole thing is I'm actually also willing to tell people how to do things. I have no issues doing so. There's no problems. Oh, but yeah. This is the one I had the other day.
Second.
Nope, first one. I didn't have your second one. I went looking. I couldn't find it. My wife just came in accusing me of stealing her Red Bull. Yeah. Without proof. Baseless accusations. Hey, don't show off Red Bull. They're not supporting me. Who cares about them? That's my Red Bull from the other day you bought me. Ah, folks. Folks. Marriage is a very complicated and advanced feature. You want to play a hardcore game? Get married. Now she's looking at me. She's gonna beat me up, guys. Alright. So now we have all of our things. Let's go ahead and combine some of the stuff to make some really cool things. So we're going to make a tools icon. So we're going to essentially duplicate this layer, put it at the very top. And we're going to make a hacksaw one. I'm going to duplicate this layer, put it at the very top. And then we're going to make a hammer one. I'm not going to say it again. Then we're going to merge it down. Merge it down. merge it down. All right, so now that we have done that, we're going to then go to crop to content. Oh, no, no, no. I only want the layer to crop to content. What the heck? Either way. Let's see. How can I do this? Well, I want to see all those. Okay. So now we can go to our move option, and we can just move these down. And I think we can crop to content there. Oh my gosh, no. Not pixie sticks. Oh. For many of you who probably don't know, pixie sticks are the bane of my existence. Play here is the culprit of the pixie stick hatred. Oh yeah, she loves hearing the pixie stick story. She can't wait to hear about it again. All right. So what we're doing with these is all we're going to be doing is taking our selections and we're going to be doing different things with it. So I essentially want to be doing a um, hey, there's the pull right there. So we're going to be moving the tool here. I think there's a smudge. All right, and then we're going to be selecting the pliers. And then we're going to be selecting the pliers best we can. And then we're going to rotate the pliers. Okay. Kind of like that. So now, and I will put this to a new layer, merge down, and then we can then move it to just under there. So what I did here is I made it so that so I have different categories in my MetalWorkbench, right? The GUI attachments. So the class is the different categories, and those classes can have their own image ghost icons, as well as so can the attachment slots. So I'm making ghost icons for the categories of the attachment slots, so people will get the idea that it is these tools attached to this now, and then these machines attach here. It's not necessarily needed. Again, the icons themselves aren't very needed, but they are pretty cool. Right, I stopped talking for a quick second, but you know, usual stuff. All right, so let's get back to we now need to make a essentially bunch of tools put together. So I'm gonna duplicate that, duplicate that, and then duplicate this, and I think we have to duplicate the vice. So now we can put all the duplicates above. I actually technically already had a duplicate of the thing, so I guess we do that. So I can just merge this down. So down, down, oops, down. All right, and then we'll just grab it and move it down here, and then we'll call this machines. The machines are definitely going to have to be scaled down and stuff because they are quite a bit bigger, but we will figure that out here in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the vice as our first machine. Okay, merge down. And I should be definitely extremely careful how close I put these to each other before I actually get them all scaled to how I want them to be. Um, because that's I almost scaled this too small, and that would have been a problem. So anybody got any questions? Anybody interested or curious on like exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, so on and so forth? Because I'm totally uh, open to questions or other things. Okay, so I think that will look pretty cool. What we can do now is we can just make it a little bit bigger over there. And there we go. Now, I think I was a silly man and I actually moved this. There we go. So I think we have a pretty good image file. So we're going to do a export. We're going to go to our pictures, modding work, metal fab icons, and we're going to call this the metal fab icons. That works for me. All right. And we're going to export this, and then we're going to make sure that we export in a RGBA format. That way we export the alpha properly. Then what we're going to do here is we're essentially going to go to our dump raw. And we're going to just steal these definitions essentially from the mods that I have for my thing. I'm not stealing, I'm just essentially reusing, right? So all this is doing here is it's simply stating that this path leads to my GUI icons. Normally, I would actually go like this, and then I would then put this here, and that's how it looks. And then we're going to have a folder inside of our metal fabrication that's going to be called, that's going to do what we want it to do. Yep. MetalWorkbench scripts. Now, honestly, we don't need to go through our scripts. We can create a thing in here called GUI. And then in here, we can have a thing called image sets. It's just a way to essentially organize it better. I'm not saying that you have to do it this way, but if you want to have better overall success with the organizations of your mods and easier figuring things out in the future / redoing things, it's always good to kind of follow a very similar format. Now we gotta open up the workbench and we have to create our own EDDS, right? So what I want to do here is we're going to go here and we're going to, you know what, I didn't do this right. We actually need to get rid of the background. And then we can go export, and now we should be fine. So it's really hard to see, but you can see them kind of there. To copy this, and we're going to put this image set inside of here, right? And we're going to restart our workbench to actually see it. So workbench is now going up. So the workbench now. And now we have our icons. See, right there. And you can see all of the spectrums. Now we can go to Register Resource and Import. We right click on it, Register Resource and Import. It will create a .edds from the PNG. And then what you can do is you can go to New, you can go to your Atlas file of GUI images. So right click in anywhere, but make sure you right click at least the file that you want to put it in. And then you can create image set. And then you have to name it what you want. I'm going to call this the Metal Fab icons. All right. Now it'll create me a blank image set. Now, how do you use this image set, do you say? It's actually really easy. All you have to do is go up to your image set in the right hand corner, right here, and then you're going to click Add. And all you have to do from here on is find your folder, click on the EDDS, the .EDDS you want to select, and click OK. Now, as you can see, I have all of my icons here. Okay, and then like I was talking about before, we need to create a quad about these icons. Now, it is good to note that you probably should save often when you're inside Workbench. Workbench is a very finicky program as far as I'm concerned, so it's good to be aware of your thing. Now, you can add in a new image and you can immediately name what you want the image to be. So I'm going to call my first one pliers. All right. And then when you click on add in the quads, it adds in this little square. Now, I can zoom in and I can do with my mouse wheel, and then I can click with my mouse wheel to drag it around, right? If I click and hold my mouse wheel, I can drag it around. And then I can actually scale this to fit the image I want. So let's say I want to have a little bit of extra space on all sides. I can do that very easily with this. And this is essentially how you're telling the DayZ engine to recognize what image to use from a image set, right? So think of this like a micro JPEG from a larger PNG. So it's a mini PNG from a PNG. So all this is doing is saying this area is all I want you to show from this PNG, and that's it. And that's really cool. I think that's pretty darn cool. So we're going to do this for our hacksaw and for other things too. Obviously, make sure you leave space in between, because if you don't leave space, you will have issues in the future trying to make these look better. Like, hey, let's say I accidentally messed up and put it like that, and then I have another thing on top of it so close, like it's really difficult to tell which one I'm grabbing. So just be aware of that. Hammer! So anybody got any questions? Anybody curious about this stuff? Or am I just blowing smoke to blow smoke? No offense. Like, if you're not interested, don't worry about it. I totally understand. But it is good to talk to people about this kind of stuff, because sometimes people have good ideas and sometimes they don't. Sometimes I don't have good ideas. Most of the time I don't. All right, so I'm gonna create a couple more here, and we're gonna call this and just we're gonna drag them over because I don't want to keep having to zoom in and out to do this. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I think they look pretty cool too. I think we'll see how they look in game when I finally get them in the game, but I think overall this is going to look really nice. Tools, cat, tools set. Machines. Yeah, this is Oops. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I can make these out of my models. I would have to say though that like it would be cooler if I actually could like make these myself by hand or with Photoshop skills. But honestly, I'm not going to cry over the fact that I can't do that. Um, I never have been and probably never will be a very artistic person, and I'm okay with that actually. Um, Doing artistic things I think is really awesome, like the people who can do it, but it's not something that like I've ever tried to like actively pursue. Um, I think my best ever thing was had amazing uh, Stickman Wars. Those were really fun. Yeah, but I'm more of a technical creationist than I am a artistic creationist. Um, and if you don't know what that means, pretty much means that like if you give me, I don't know, my mouse. You gave me my mouse and told me to reconstruct my mouse, to build it in Blender. I could do that. I could do that all day long. But if you were to tell me to create a brand new mouse design that isn't based off of any other mouse design I've seen yet, I don't think I could do it. I probably couldn't do it. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't need to be, you know, amazing at everything. So that's honestly just my prerogative. All right, and then we just put the thing here, and then I actually made a mistake, but honestly, I can just open this up and I can see all the classes that I have, right? So now what I can do here is if I go to my CFG slots, I can give my slots different pathing. So let's go ahead and open up dump graph. One. So go to dump graph, go to assets, coal here. Okay. And then we're just gonna hijack this real quick. So now all I have to do is I think let me double check something real quick. Yeah, so I think I need to do something else in my workbench real quick, and I need to name my um, thing to the same name as my um, so I need to name this Metal Fab Icons, and then I can just save, and then inside my Metal Fab icon thing, it should now say Metal Fab Icons. Right, so copy. All right, so we're calling this Metal Fab Icons, and then we're going to be calling this, the first one is the bench grinder, right? So we're going to look for the grinder name. We're going to put this in here. Now, what I'm going to do real quick, because I actually don't want to waste a lot of time doing all this work just to find out that I messed up something. We're just going to pack this up real quick, and we're going to make sure the GUI icon actually shows up where we want it to show up. And if it does, then we're good. We can progress further. So let's do that real quick. And yeah, you're right. A lot of artists can um, most times have prior work that they go off of, but most times it comes from their own creative mind. All right, so let's boot it up and get going. Sorry about that. Headset died. Okay, it looks like it's booting up properly. Let's go ahead and jump onto the server. So when you use the workshop, DayZ does this, where it pretty much makes your game into windowed mode, which for us right now, that's totally fine. Uh, Most times, workshop was kind of created to work alongside DayZ, and there are some really cool like custom scripts that allow you to actually like script DayZ without having to like pack your mod and then boot it back up and then pack your mod and boot it back up. Um, or you'll have to pack it, but like it actively changes the add-on and the game shows that. So it's really cool. But yeah, I think I died. But that's okay because all we need to do here is spawn in the metal fab bench. Hey, would you look at that? Let me make the screen bigger. Fine. Yep, so there you go. That's it right there. Isn't that really cool, guys? That that is a custom icon right there. So that icon is way too big for that slot. So let's go ahead and let's fix that. Now the way we can fix this is all we have to do is go into our workbench and create that area next to it to be a bit bigger, right? So that's actually incredibly easy for us to do. So, like I said, this is way too close to this, right? So we're going to give it some breadth, like that. So now, we're going to have some stuff on the side. And I'm going to make this one bigger too, because, again, we don't want it to be perfectly in the square hole. I'm going to do it to all of them, actually, because we want some extra area around them for uh, some grayness, right? That one's probably going to look pretty darn good. These ones look really good, and I think this one could be a bit wider. There we go. Workbench, save. All right. Now let's go ahead and run around and actually just create these as we need to. So we got to do this for every single one of these. So next one is the vice. So vice, wheel press. It's good to make sure that you name things the way you need to, but sometimes chops off. All right. Chops off. Okay, and then what I believe we can do is we can go here. Actually, we can go here, and we can go down to our thing, and we can put this here, and then we can choose our machines. All right, let's give this a shot and see if we did this right. So now we just have to boot up the server and we have to jump on. I've been considering doing some videos on like how to do what like my skills when it comes to using Blender um, and how to do basic stuff for getting models into DayZ, working with models in DayZ, and then some other things. Not saying like I know enough to call myself a expert or even an intermediate, but I am getting to the point where I feel comfortable enough that like what I tell you is going to work like 90% of the time. Obviously, 10% of the time there's other issues that can happen and other stuff, but I am getting pretty confident in my skills. Missed a message by somebody. Okay, let's see if it worked. Okay, so I pretty much, jumped off faster than I could be saved. All right, so metal fat bench. Okay, so my icon for my tools did not work. So let's go ahead and look at uh, like a DayZ icon thing, which is, I think, in their cars. The vehicles, wheeled. Here we go. Maybe it's no. Okay, so it should work. Oh, okay. I think I know how I messed it up. It's set. No, it should have worked. Let's see here. Why didn't it work? Also, this looks a lot better. Let's see here. Video. Fly. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, what goes there, right? Like, that's a pretty um, good way to see what goes where. Let's go ahead and shut this down and see what went wrong. All right. So, metal fab icons, same as those. Oh, here we go. It's icon, not ghost icon. Let's go ahead and pack it up and make sure it works. So if you're one of our new Dawn players, we are running a poll on whether or not to wipe to add expansion helicopters and other vehicles into the game, because it will destroy our persistence if we do it with the current persistence we have. Just follow the Discord link in my Twitch or inside of my YouTube, but we do want everyone to be voting that actually wants to play on our server. Let's get back to work. All right, Let's jump on and see if we can. I think I'm gonna stagger those messages, folks, because I don't want them coming one right after another again. I tried staggering them uh, the other day, but I don't think I did a good job. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it tried to grab it, but it failed. So I know why, but let's go ahead and check it out. So icon equal. Oh, ha! I put a double equal in it. All right. I'm pretty sure it's going to work this time. So let's go ahead and do the rest of these properly, and then we can move on. For flyers, hacksaw, and then let's go with our hammer. Here. Nice. Okay. And then down here, we want to take this, copy, paste, and we want to change this to tool set. Packet. Was thinking about maybe offering a thing for people in chat to have potential chance of winning. And it wouldn't be anything like a video game or money or anything like that, but it'd be like something that I would be willing to give away for free during my development streams. A retexture, a model, you know, something. Um, you know, but I'm not really sure how I would actually do that well, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Like hey, you won this retexture, message me on Discord and, you know, or tell me your Discord and I'll message you and then we can work out a retexture I can do for you. Like I'll build you literally a standalone mod or just give you the retexture if you know how to actually import your own retextures. Um, stuff like that would be kind of cool. Because I do offer my own, like for free, no strings attached. I will teach you how to do basic DayZ modding. I'll teach you how to do retextures. I'll teach you how to import models. I'll teach you all of this stuff. Um, because I want to get people involved in modding for DayZ because there's so many modders out there who do amazing work, but at the end of the day, some of their work is only just retextures. And I think the majority of server owners in DayZ don't know how to actually work with mods other than just install them and use them. And I think that's something server owners should know how to do is how to work with basic config, how to work with basic textures. Like, what do all the configs lines mean? What is the difference between a variable quantity min and a variable quantity max, and what does variable quantity on destroy mean? What's that number mean? And those kind of things are important because I think it is important for every DayZ server to actually know how to customize their servers to be different than other servers, right? Hey, you know what? It doesn't look amazing. Like, they're quite dark and a bit faded, but I think they look good. Looks good. Fires look good. I really want to find out why we don't need a we don't need a third thing. Hacksaw. All right, so let's create a um, production thing here. All right, and then we're going to be smart here, and we're just going to actually look up some like components and stuff. So I'm going to look up real quick some like gears. Um, scrap metal. Maybe some like bolts and nuts. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to close all those because we no longer care about those. Say that so harshly. Okay, we're going to actually save this like a XML file, and we're calling this metal fab icons. And then we're going to open up some icons. We're going to make some new pictures real quick. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be essentially creating a production icon, right? So we have a production category for creating items, but we don't have a good icon for it. So what I want to do is I want to create a icon for that, and then I want to create the icon for the category and the icon for the input are going to be pretty much the same. But then I'm going to want to make a icon for the output, and the output is going to be like spark plugs, like radiators, stuff like that. Things that actually are like fabricated or improved upon items. So let's go ahead and work on that. So uh, we actually want to select all the white, and we want to give every single one of these a transparency. So layer, transparency, add offload channel. Okay. Okay, so now we got that. So let's go ahead and just do our photocopy. We're going to sharpen it. Okay, then we can select all of the white, and then we can then take the colors, Control Shift A, and then we can go invert. And now that should look like scrap metal. So let's go ahead and go here and this one. May not use this one because it has all of the stuff in it. So let's go nuts and bolts. This is kind of a cool image. There we go. I like this one more. File open. Yeah, here we go. This will look good. Doesn't really matter if somebody tells me that like can't use their images. If they do, I will be kind enough to stop. Okay. So maybe we can't do that with this one just yet. So we're gonna just do the photocopy. Go like that. And we just need to get rid of the white. There we go. Getting kind of excited about it. I actually get rid of all the white in here. Pretty much. Alpha channel. Awesome. Okay. All right. Go like that. And then maybe we can do this again. Sharpness. The colors first. And we do the artistic. There we go. This might end up looking better. Yeah, already looking better. Okay. So we could, what we can do now is we can essentially put these all together. Then that. All right. So, Honestly, folks, I have been streaming for over 2 hours now. I think it has reached the limit of me doing so, but I do appreciate everyone being here and all of the time and effort um, everyone has put in. So I'm going to roll credits and then we can say goodbye. Full my credits work. Credits working? I don't think they are. Set this up. Either way, uh, I'll have to get the credits to work next time. It thanks people for helping me moderate, like Scutless. Thank you very much for moderating for me. Thank you very much to the people who followed me, which was Punk 001, Scale Speeder, that lad who rated me with 22 people. That was really, really fun. And thank you all, everyone who had been watching me. I really appreciate everyone actually watching me. I know that this stuff isn't the most exciting. I'm not running around getting kills. I'm not running around doing stuff. But I think this is fun and engaging stuff to do. So I actually appreciate you sitting around and watching me.